Hey everybody, welcome back to the program. Now, I did this same kind of video when I finished all of my videos for the wall, and I thought I'd do something similar for animals. And right off the bat, just like the wall, I wish we had more video footage of the actual tour. There is some, but it's amateur. There's rumors that a few of the England shows were actually filmed. People who were there, who attended, I forget which venue, but they claim there were large lights there and camera crews. Again, it's hearsay. There's no photographic proof, and also we don't have any film proof of that. But supposedly, and people have privately reached out to me, at least one viewer reached out to me and said that they do exist and they're just sitting in a vault somewhere, which you always got to take that stuff with a grain of salt, right? But we know for a fact, like the wall was filmed 5 nights, but Animals Tour, we don't really know. We also, supposedly there is like a decent live recording of one of the shows, again, probably in England. But again, it's still rumor, at least from my research. I never got a definitive yes or no answer that one of the shows was officially recorded, whatever that means. I guess maybe it came from the soundboard or whatever. But, all we have now are boots. And some of them, they sound pretty good, I gotta admit. And some are definitely better than others, but I'm glad that the bootlegs exist, because it was a fantastic show, especially Pigs on the Wing Part 2. That extended solo part is just phenomenal. And the fact that we got both this and Wish You Were Here, just all around, just an amazing performance, I think. So yeah, those are high on my wish list, but I don't think that will ever come to be. Unfortunately, I think it would have to probably come with the passing of the members of Pink Floyd, and I don't want to think about that, the remaining members of Pink Floyd. Although, Nick Mason, I don't know if he really cares. He'd probably want to get it out there. I'm sure it has more to do with Roger and David not getting along, which brings me to the next point, the Immersion Box Set. Why haven't we gotten this yet? It seems silly. We should have this, but we don't. Even just a remix of the original album would be fantastic. And I know for fans of 5.1, I don't believe the Animals exists in that format. But yeah, just Immersion Box Set. I don't know. It's a shame we don't have that for this record. And then, I guess finally on my wish list, I would love to have the raising of Algie, the pig from the front cover, because there is a lot of footage that I've found. Some of it is terrible quality, but I would love the complete documentary, whatever film footage we have of that day, or I don't know how many days they actually filmed, but at least the second day, because we can see. Or maybe it was the third day, I'm not really sure. But one of the days, Algie was up in the air. We got on the ground footage of Algie being inflated and rising up, and then we have some helicopter footage. I just want to see more of that. I don't know why it hasn't been released. I mean, just make a music video with that footage. I don't know why. I don't know who owns it. Supposedly Roger plays some of that footage on his tours, but that's as far as I know about that. Now, for me personally, this record was probably of the big 4, of the big 5, 6, of the big 4 of the 70s. This was probably the record I was least familiar with, primarily because growing up, the Dark Side and The Wall and Wish You Were Here all had radio hits, but this one didn't, at least for me growing up. So I didn't know anything of it. And I distinctly remember the first time I heard it, I listened to it, was within the last couple of years, and I just didn't get it. I was like, this is weird. This is long. I don't get it. What's with these acoustic numbers? And so it really took me doing these videos, but really more so my album review. It really took me deep diving into the music to really appreciate it. And that has its own issues, but like, I feel like also this record is maybe something, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I think for me, I had to get a little bit older to really resonate with it. And also, a lot of what I love about Pink Floyd is that ethereal, transitory escapism, that sort of heavenly feeling that I get listening to their music. And this is not that at all. But if you just listen to it, and then you, especially if you don't think about what came after and what came before, it's a phenomenal record. And I just still can't comprehend how they came up with this music. I really, it boggles my mind, but I guess that's why they are Pink Floyd. That's why they're one of the greatest bands ever. And I'm so thankful that this album exists and it came out. And also I feel like, and I feel like you say this about a lot of records, but you know, it's timeless. You know, it's timely and timeless. I think in the fact that unfortunately, we're still kind of dealing with a lot of the same issues that inspired the lyrics and somewhat the music of this record. And you know, I wanted to convey that in my making of the album, and I wanted the audience, you guys, to, you know, make your own conclusion on that. I didn't want to beat it over the head saying like, gosh, this is kind of similar to what's going on now. But I didn't want to inject too much of my opinion into the piece. And so I was happy to read a lot of people were feeling the same way that I feel about this album, that it is very of the time and of the times, you know what I mean? And so not sure where I'm going with this point, other than the fact that it is now one of my favorite records of all time. It is not, I don't think it's my favorite Pink Floyd album, because like I said before, I like that more ethereal kind of dreamy stuff. And there are moments of that on here, but like one of my favorite movies is Raging Bull. And it's a hard movie to watch, but once I start it, I can't stop it. I got to watch it all the way through. And I feel the same way about this record. It is pretty brutal. But there's a ton of honesty in it. And I think it's fantastic. And that's all I got to say about that. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. It's incredible. So anyway, that is that. Let me know your wish list, what you would want to see as a box set, uber deluxe, from this record, because we definitely get spoiled by the Beatles, but we need some more love from the Floyd. We definitely do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching my final thoughts on Animals. Of course, these aren't my final thoughts, but I just always like to sum up my experience of doing these videos, because they do involve so much of my time and my life that they become a part of me. Anyway, thanks again for watching.